Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hobo Prepper. I am your host, Friar Tuck. Thank you for joining me. So, before we get into today's episode, I want to kind of have a quick little conversation with you guys. I have a viewer, and this was actually what inspired this episode. So, I have a viewer that decided to send me an email request, and we're having this conversation back and forth, and I absolutely love and appreciate it. And this is helping me make content for you guys that is valuable for you guys. But I want to teach you how to interact with me and the best ways that you can interact with me, because I think that this will be valuable and efficient for both of us. So let's say that you just have a quick question. Hey, hey Tuck, what do you say about this? Hey Road Dog, hope everything's doing good. Do you have anything that you suggest for me? I'm here. You can spend as much time writing out whatever. There are character limits on Discord, so you can get to the Discord server down in the description. Okay, I put a link there. It's an open invite. It's free. You don't have to pay to go there. It is an easy way for me to be able to use something that is versatile. I have an app on my phone in transit. I can sit there as long as I have an internet connection. I can communicate with you wherever I am in the world. It is my favorite piece of software to use because it's versatile and a lot of gamers use it. Okay, there are certain times when I may ask you for monetary reimbursement. And that is really what my email function is for. And that's really if you're gonna give me money, I'm gonna send you to email because that's gonna be a more controlled environment for me. And plus, using the 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 document in there, I can use it kind of like Word, and it makes it very easy for me. Like if you want me to write you a uh, a contract, or if you are wanting me to help you settle a dispute and you need an agent to come in and assist you, and we'll be talking about an agent in a future video, so stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't. Okay, but if you want to communicate with me, um, please go through my Discord server. If you have something that you want me to do that you think I will charge for, please send me an email. You can go into my About section. Okay, and I'm going to leave it at that because I really want to get into today's video. And today's video, we are going to talk about preparing your community. So, what does preparing your community mean? What is preparing your community? Now, to this individual that I'm corresponding with, I suggested, because of the situation that they're in, I suggested building a commune. So, let's say you live in a housing development or a small city. Okay, if you're in a small city, in an outskirts city, you should expect your fuel supply shipments and everything else like that. The big cities are going to take everything because that is where the highest demand is. That is where the easiest low-hanging fruit is. And if you know anything about Agenda 2030, 2050, Agenda 21, and all of its predecessors all the way back to the 1930s, you'll understand that their end goal is to have us in specific city centers and living on top of each other in these specific city centers, so that we can leave nature untouched while we have this uncontrolled boom in population. If you're out in a rural community or you're in a big city, how do you prepare your community? You don't come up to them and you don't start saying, well, Billy Meyer says this and Billy Meyer says that. That's something that you have later on in the conversation. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go up to people and you're going to want to say things like, hey, so gas prices are getting high. How are you holding up? What do you think about the economy? You think it's on the verge of collapsing? Ask some questions, do some probing, see where they are at, and then formulate your approach to them. And this is, again, this will get into contracting and law and negotiating, and this will be in another video. But this was the second question. So the first question I asked her was, are you mentally prepared? That was question one. Question two is, are you preparing your community? Your community will, if you kind of step up and in a subtle way, don't be forceful, don't be like stand up and say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing, this is what needs to be done. If it all goes to south and you guys want to be, tell the story of the bread. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember the story of the bread. The hen, she's sitting there, she's starting to make the bread, or she's starting to get the materials together for the bread. Everybody walks by and says, oh, what are you doing? Oh, no, I'm too busy. I can't help. I can't help. I'm too busy. I can't help. Until finally one day it comes to where she completes the bread and they smell the bread and they're like, that bread smells good. Can I have a piece? And the hen says, no. When I was getting the ingredients together, where were you? Did you help me? No. She says, when I was mixing it together and I was doing the dough and I was baking it, did you want to help? No. But now that it's done, you want to help. And since you didn't help, you don't get any bread. And you need to take this approach with your neighbors. Right now, it's the time you're harvesting your grain, so you're getting ready to make your bread. Okay? You're getting ready to do that. This is the time where you sit there and you have those conversations. You figure out who your allies are, who are the people that are going to be motivated, and who are the people that are not going to be motivated. The people that are going to be motivated, those are the ones you want to work with. Screw everybody else. Just think of it this way. In order for you to live, 2 other people got to die. And you've got to wrap your head around this. And this is just the way it's going to be. So which 2 people is it going to be? Figure out your neighbors. Figure out who it is that you're working with. Get a plan in place. All you really have to do is say, okay, in the event that we have gas shortages, can we all come together and commute to work for those of us that've got to go into a physical work setting? Something like, okay, so we've got food shortages. Who's growing a garden? And who else can, if you can't grow a garden, or if you're not growing a garden, but let's say one person grows a garden. And this is something I learned from a billionaire, a top 1% billionaire. And he taught it to me like this. You have one friend in the party that is talented. And all the other friends, if they're wise, they will see that friend and they will get together and collaborate and push that friend to the top. And while they're pushing that friend to the top, they're pulling their other friends with them. It's the rising tides philosophy. And if you take that approach when you're working with your neighbors, you may have the talent, you may have the gift of foresight, you may be ahead of this. They don't care because it's not affecting them right now. They are stuck in the system and you are not. But it does not mean that they're not noticing things. It does not mean that they're completely oblivious. It means that they don't know what to do and they're going to keep to themselves because they're too scared to admit that they're screwed. So having this approach, figuring out where your neighbors are at, and then asking, it's like, look, we want to formulate a plan. And at the end of the day, and this is something that will take time to reach up to. You can't come up and go, do you want to create a commune? I want to create a commune. No, it doesn't work that way. This should be an end goal. See, what you've got to do is see the end result, reverse engineer, and figure out what steps you got to do to get to where it is that you want to be. And if your goal is to form a commune, what actions do you have to take? Because it's all cause and effect. Billy Meyer teaches you the rules of the universe so that you can use them to your benefit to enhance your overall experience. And the smart person, the wise person, is going to sit there and look at the rules and go, okay, so the rules are neither good nor bad. They can be used for both good and bad. But if I want this result, this is what I have to create. This is the experiment I have to create. And this is, I've never read the Might of Thoughts, but I'm pretty sure that that's a lot of what the Might of Thoughts may say. Now, I'm speculating again, but again, here we are. We need to meet people on their level. We need to push them along to our goal. We can't just show up and go, oh, well, hey, Billy Meyer said this. You got to believe it. You can do that to your mom and dad. You can do that to your children. You might be able to even do that to your brothers and sisters. But to some Joe Schmo, it doesn't work that way. You know, it's just the way it is. Um, and with this being said, taking that time and going through with your neighbors, you have to get to a point, and there will be a point. And what is a commune? Okay, and why would you want to work towards a commune? That would probably be the next question. It's like, okay, Jason, shut up and tell me what a commune is. Okay, so going back historically, what a commune is, and where it started at was it's actually a creation of the uh, man has always had communes, but the church really took it and turned it from commune into communism. Okay, so commune is just it's a group of individuals that live together for the common good. What Billy Meyer has in Figu is a traditional and functional commune. Look at what he has going on in Figu if you want to understand the commune. He has rules, he has bylaws. Everybody agrees to these rules, and in order to make a change, everybody has to agree unanimously. Now, to make things like that, there are going to be people that want to make sure that they keep their freedoms, that are going to feel comfortable knowing, oh, well, it's got to be unanimous. There are people that want to be totalitarian dictators who are going to be like, no, can't we do like 50% or something like that? It's like, no, 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 no. We all have to agree, or we don't agree. And you have to at least agree and negotiate to begin with, to create your boundaries. Okay, once you've created the boundaries, then after that you should say, okay, this is a blanket statement. We're going to make this change. Do we all want to do it? Because we all have to take liability. Because in a commune, everybody is responsible for their role. That's the reason why I like the game Medieval Dynasty. It teaches you a lot about communes and running a village and running a city. And so if you are in a homestead situation, you have enough people around to where you can have 10 to 20 people in a commune and create a large industrial area that will supply the region with supplies and keep some sort of stability, whether it be stability in food and cooking goods, or whether it be tools so that people can do the things that they need to do, or maybe you might have fertilizer. These are things that people are going to need all the way down at a basic level. When you're building a commune, don't build it as all inclusive. Okay, because just like in business, you have to go to a specific niche and you cater to that specific niche. For me, I am, because of my experiences as a nomad and a hobo, um, I have the ability to kind of talk about SHTF and how to prepare for SHTF without a homestead, or even with a homestead. Because so for example, I was offered that, hey, you can come down here and you can visit with us, or you can come down here and stay with us if you want, when everything falls apart. And I appreciate it, but I'm a nomad. I can't stay very long. So what I would do, and if people end up offering me that, because I'm going to make connections and stuff like that, is I'm a nomad. So I might go down here, like I might head down to Texas for the winter, because the winter down there is better than the winter in Kentucky. Or I might head over here to another person's place. And while I'm there, I'm not there just to take their resources and live off of them. No, no, I'm there to contribute, be part of the community. And in a lot of ways, I would be considered more like a traveling merchant, or a traveling, in a lot of ways, I want to be seen as like a traveling, well, you guys will call me a lawyer, but I'm not a lawyer. It's a traveling agent is what I will be. And so I will be able to, and that will just be on my trek. And so as I go through, that is my way to be able to get the things that I need, and to be able to do the work, settle the disputes, and create my own little fiefdom. Okay. So just you have people that are going to be travelers and traveling merchants, and those people are going to come in and be part of your commune and your community. And I would be one of those people. And so, if you've got an open place that is inviting and will take in the stragglers who are willing to, but you've got to discern who you're dealing with. You know, you'll see me and you're like, okay, this is a happy-go-lucky fat boy. He's good because I've managed to keep my purity in all of this. Most won't. Okay, so you got to be able to see through the defense that they put up and see through to their core character of who they really are. Um, but anyways, these are my suggestions. So if you are trying to figure out if you are prepared enough, this is something that you might want to sit back and ponder yourself, and think about it in a larger scale. Now think of this long term. Okay, and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next episode.